All right, good evening, viewers, race fans. Welcome to Season 3, Race 2 of Pedal to the Metal Racing Series at Atlanta tonight. We will be showing you our starting grid here in just a moment. We know that the drivers are going through their drivers meeting with the race admins right now. And let's take a look at that starting grid. We'll scroll that up through the screen right now. Stand by. So all drivers met with league admins this week to record their times, to fill out the starting grid for the race at Atlanta, the Folds of Honor 500. This is going to be a 50% race. It's NASCAR Heat 5 on PlayStation. We had an exciting race last week, and we'll give a shout out to our winner here at the conclusion of the starting grid. We had most of our drivers submit times this week. Other drivers who were unable to get to the track with admins to secure a qualifying time were positioned as did not qualify, and I believe were slotted in order of their current point standing. So we will, at the end of our broadcast tonight, and as we meet with the podium finishers, we'll also review the standings for the week. But you see, we had Jet Blast and Gaming Legend on the front row. We do have what it looks like 27 drivers tonight. And we will just scroll back to we might be able to get everybody on the screen here. We've got row 14. Is Jet Blast and Gaming Legend on the front row. Close times of 29.433 for Jet Blast in the number 18, and Gaming Legend in the number 3 car recording a 29.438. This again is at Atlanta. We will see here. Just trying to transition to our winner card here. And so last week we were really thrilled to have the winner of the Daytona 500 being Elder in the 12 car. My understanding is first win here at Pedal to the Metal Racing. We had a great booth interview. That video is up on the Pedal to the Metal YouTube channel. Feel free to check it out. Jump to the end. It was a great interview with not only podium finishers, but the league admins giving a bit of a shout out to Season 3 drivers. Are the sponsors for last week's race was Camping World, and we were waiting to jump in and get the green light from the race directors that they're ready to go to the field. So we will go back to our intro, and again, shout out to Elder for winning at the Daytona 500. If you stick to our broadcast, you'll see we'll go through the 3 stages, and then at post-race we'll have the interview with the podiums and the race directors. So please stand by. All right, viewers, we are listening in on the race comms. The race directors are working on getting all of the drivers gridded in the order. They have to do that by invitation. So we are sitting on our invitation. We'll be waiting for all the drivers to be in for them to roll the race lobby, and then we will join as spectator and be able to call the race. So please stand by. This is going to be the Folds of Honor 500 at Atlanta. It's the Pedal to the Metal Racing Series Season 3, Race 2, coming at you. Stand by. All right, race fans and viewers, they are rolling the lobby. We will be waiting for the green light to join, and then you will see us switching over and loading in, and we will be calling the race. Hopefully we'll get in there right before the green flag flies. I am in the booth by myself tonight. My name is Scott. I go by the handle of Tombstone, both PSN and for League Driving. We're missing our cohort in the booth tonight, Ed, 43 fan. He is preparing for a trip to Daytona, so we're forgiving him. But thank you for joining. Please stand by. We're going to be going race here in just a minute. All right, we are loading in, as you can see on our screen now. This is NASCAR 85 on PlayStation. The race lobby has rolled. We got the green light to go ahead and join. We are hoping that we will be grabbing the field as they're coming to the green flag. I do have the ability, we use Pedal to the Metal uses Discord for race comms, so I can bounce into the race comms channel when needed. Let's see what we've got here. Jet Blast in the 18 car, we know is front row. This looks like probably not quite shaken out for green flag. So, right. We do know that they were making sure to scroll the lobby through different tracks to try not to cook the lobby as they were loading in all their drivers in the order for their starting grid. On board with P1, Jet Blast. All right, here we go. Underway in car 13 with Ball and Bubba. I believe this is his first race, didn't make the race last week. We're going to try and jump to the start. Earstick Dan's right in the middle of that in the front row. So the whole field goes by. Got Jomu in the 96 on the outside in the high lane. Some more shuffling up front. The 6 car, I think that's sprint car. Shaking and baking. Let's see if we can't find out who he is right behind here. Ascarillo, we got Zach running in the top 6 or so, almost 3 wide. Pipe Welder, middle of the pack. Try and see if we can't change the camera and get to a better angle here. On board with Jacob, he's got a good view of the field, 3 wide action. Things are getting, tires cold. Drivers getting used to each other. A little bit of a push up out of the 00 into the 12. Elder, our last week's race winner, running a different paint scheme tonight. Moving up. Okay, right now we're on board with L77 Caps in the 94 Sunoco Camry. He is currently running in 3rd. We've got the 6 car of Sprint Car out front. Ooh, Lavish Racing down on the apron, letting the field go by. 00 of K7 Dalton, we saw him down on the apron earlier. Frankie Mania in the 11, currently sitting what looks like in a sweet spot of 6. Got the lead pack kind of breaking away up there. I think we could see L77 Caps. Caps moved into 2nd. And here we are on board with All Day RJ in the 16 car. He was out front when the 6 car made a move in 2nd when the Sunoco Caps car put a move on them. The Sunoco 94 driven by L77 Caps. See what the field's looking like. 16's looking like he's ready to make a move. Got hood cam. Let's see if we can't change camera and get... There we go. That's a good look of the field there. 18 cars working his way back up. 16 car going high line. 94's got momentum. Little side-by-side action there. I believe that's going to be possibly Jomu in the 96 and the 18. 18's putting it inside of the 16 here. 16's riding the high line. He's got a pretty smooth car. It's not touching, not even coming close to touching the wall, but he's giving up some space. The 22 car's now coming by. Looks like he's holding up the 96 in the high line. Jomu's being patient behind that 16. Not sure if the 16's working on some tire strategy here. There goes 96 making a look on the inside. Jomu inside of All Day RJ there. See if we can't adjust our camera view. Good look at the 22 following the 18 on the low line. 96 is clear high. Got the 9 car inside of the 16. The 18 and the 22 are moving on up in that low line. Low line, oh, contact, kind of, oh. 96 into the 94. Going to be surprised if that's not a manual caution. They had just crossed the line, so they will be racing back. We'll be able to tell if the leaders lift as they cross the line up here. Currently on board with sprint car in the 6 car, followed by the 18, the 22, and the 96. Looks like they might be racing to the line there. We'll see if they whoa up here. Little beating and banging. It looks like they're still in full throttle here. All right, so the 18 got kind of side by side, lost some momentum, I think, because of the side drafting with the 6. The 22's tucked in behind the 6, is in position now to take the 96 to the front with them. 96, aggressive move to the outside. Jomu and the 22, 3 wide at the line. 22's opted to tuck back in behind the 6, leaving the 96 on the outside. 18 is still right there. It was the 18 fighting for position with the sprint car there at the start-finish line before they lost enough momentum to fall back. 18 inside the 22. Let's see if we can't get this from Jomu's perspective. I hate that I can't just pick a car, but if you know how these race lobbies work, I'm just kind of clicking through the drivers until we land on the car we want. Currently on board with the 96. He is in the low line behind sprint car. They are inside the 18, and I believe we're going to have the 22 on the outside behind the 18. That's the way this pack was shaping up before. Yep. 22 is actually dropped in line in the low line. Some side contact with the 96 and the 18. 18's falling back. Got 16. All Day RJ moving up on the low line. 22 gets a heck of a run. This is a track where you can draft. Jomu's opening the door possibly for 3 wide. 18 thinks better of it. All Day RJ's getting the position on the inside of the 96. Here comes the 9 car. Here comes the 9 car with the 18 again on the low line, followed by the 14 and the 48. Looks like Jomu's just willing to let these cars go by as these tires wear out. The low line is definitely going to be preferred line. Little contact with the wall there. We see Elder in the 12 just making it by. There we go. Jomu's falling in line. A little more single file racing here. Let's see if we can't move back to the front. Oh, we got Ball and Bubba on pit road already. We'll have to keep an eye on that, see if that's a disconnect. Okay, we've just jumped on board with 18 and Jet Blast. What a move. I know that he was starting on the front row. I'm not quite sure how he slotted into the middle of the pack for this for the green flag start, but here we are on board the 18. He's tucked up in behind All Day RJ and the 16, which are both following the 6 and the 22. Single file racing here. We're going to cycle through the cameras, and Yeah, this is a lot of the 2 and 3 wide racing is signified. Oh, my bad. As soon as I switched away, looks like the 16 was able to turn under the 22. 22's falling back. 18's pushing the 16. Again, this is a track. You can get the advantage of the draft. It's not one where you'd expect it like Talladega or Daytona to see 2 full lines working the draft together, but you can certainly leverage the draft to get a run. 16, I think, was thought he had more momentum there and was putting it on the outside of the 6. 18 kind of stole any momentum. 18's going to get some momentum here. 6 is side drafting. Let's see if we can't switch around. 6 tried to side draft to slow that 18 down, but 18 car to the front, followed by the 22. And I believe that might be the 14 tucked inside, currently running right along sprint car in the 6. We're on board with Jet Blast. That Toyota Camry number 18 M&M's paint scheme. Very recognizable out front. Speaking of out front, we just jumped on board Out Front Racing in the 32 car. Looking at this, it looks like he's going to probably be slotted in the top 15. Good racing for position here between the 47, 38, and 32. Currently on board 9 with Dirt Slinger. She's definitely moved up to the front here. We know that car. Oops, she gets a little bump draft from the 12 car. All Day RJ looks like he's fallen back. If we can change our camera angle here. Looks like we've got Dirt Slinger in the 9. Currently running in 6th. Working on the 48 there, driven by Zach. Zach and the 6 car are bringing up kind of the second pack. It looks like the leaders have kind of broken out there. Up front, it's going to be the 18, the 22, and I believe the 14. We're going to try and see if we can't leapfrog from the 9 up there to the 14 car. On board the 38 Intimidator, he's back there, was dicing with the 47 and the 32. You can see Out Front Racing in the 32 car right there in front of Intimidator in the 38. All Day RJ. RJ's falling back. Not sure if this is tire wear, maybe some damage, or just trying to play it safe. There was a lot of side drafting going on. Some cars getting into the wall. So it looks like the 16 car, which was out front at one point, or at least up to the front, is now currently sitting in 8th. On board with Sprint Car, who was our leader for several laps earlier. Saw the 18 car put a move on him on the inside right as the 16 had thought about putting a move on the outside. That was all going into turn 3, and by the time they exited 4 and across the tri-oval to start finish line, 18th had a lead, and it looks like the 6 car is just comfortably fallen back. Cycle through and see if we can't just get up back to... On board with Frankie Maney in the 11 car. Looks like Frankie's just kind of making some laps here, playing it safe. He's got the 95 car inside. Doesn't look like there's not a lot of fighting there. Ooh, some loose cars. 24 car and the 11 are going to carry through on the 95, excuse me. On board K7 Dalton, who's riding behind the 4 car of Daytona. Looks like these cars are right behind Dalton. I'm sorry, not Dalton. Oh. It looks like we got cars making pit stops. We can see at least 3 cars on pit road. It was All Day RJ that they were running behind, so they were just outside the top 10. And we're seeing green flag pit stops here. On board Lavish Racing in the 95 with Frankie Mania. In the 11, we got Daytona going down pit road. We got Caps in the 94 going down pit road. Let's see if we can't jump to our leaders. Okay, there we are. We're on board 14 with Jacob. It looks like the 18, 22, and 14 are still out front. We're going to change our camera view. Yep. So there might be some fuel strategy going on here. Maybe that's why that second pack kind of fell back a little bit. 22 is definitely trying to push the 18. Jacobs looks like he's comfortable riding 3rd with this pack. I imagine there's a little bit benefit to that, saving fuel. You can see, looks like there's more cars spreading out, potentially coming on pit road. We've got cars right here, look like they're making their way out of pit road, and we'll be merging on the backstretch here, right next to the leaders. Never want to go a lap down, but you want to give free track to the faster cars. So we've got the 4 car coming out of the pits with fresh tires, I'm assuming, and he is going to be trying to racing for his lap back, waiting for these cars to pit to get it. 4 cars, looks like he's going to go on the outside. Daytona is looking to race his lap back as the leaders are going to just be counting down, either counting down fuel. Got another car coming up on the track. This looks like it's going to be the number 11 car, Frankie Mania. 22 car looks like he might be opting to pit and commit early. Looks like the 14 car is working to his way to get down. 18 car is staying out. We're on board with Jacob pitting, 6 car pitting, 22 car pitting, 12 car pitting. Let's see if we can't jump forward. Got a bunch of cars on pit road. We got Fever in the 24, still making laps. It's working on trying to get, so this will be our leader, Jet Blast, as things sort out. It's going to be tough for us to figure out exactly who the leader is in green flag pit stops. But we do have a leader coming down pit road. So we'll be waiting to see if any of the cars that pitted right after him. Most of the cars that are going by now are just getting their lap back from the leader. Comes 18 car. Looks like that was definitely enough for fuel and 4 tires. We're going to let him get back up to up to speed here, right along with the different camera angle and see. Looks like this would have been the pack of cars. I definitely can tell the 6 cars coming up on him. Let's see what how this shakes out. Got the 9 car of Dirt Slinger, 14 car of Jacob, 6 car of Sprint Car. We believe this is going to be our race for the lead right here, at least when all green flag pit stops sort out. I'm going to see if we can't pull up one of the race streams right now over on Discord. So we're going to turn up some background music and the engines, and let's see what we can get out of this. All right? Well, I'll be right back. All right, race fans and viewers, thanks. I'm back. Thanks for your patience. I do have a race stream up. It is the race stream of the number 14 car. That is Jacob, our Pedal to the Metal Season 2 champion. He is currently in second. The 18 car we've been riding along with is our first place car. So we were on board with Jet Blast when he pitted, and we were staying with him as green flags were cycling through. Sure enough, we were able to catch the cars that had pitted, I believe, 1 or 2 laps early. I believe it was the 14 and the 22 pitted. I believe the 6 might have pitted earlier than that. It looks like the 9-car Dirt Slinger has fallen back to 4th place right now. And 5th place is All Day RJ in the 16 car. Currently looking at the leaderboard using Jacob's onboard screen. And if I have the opportunity during the racing action, I will try and switch over and give us some in-car view through the OBS stream so that you can see we have all of the drivers streaming. Some are on YouTube, some are on Twitch. We will try and incorporate that more into our broadcast in the future. Looks like we've got the 24 car going a lap down. That's Fever on the high side there, giving way to the lead pack cars. Going to let the action shake out here and hopefully sift back through the field a little bit further, see if I can't get another stream and figure out who's filling out the top 10. Currently we have the 18, the 14, the 6, the 9, and the 16 filling out our top 5. Looks like we got the 14 had been looking to the inside. The 18 closed the door. Thought he might have been opening the door for the 6. This is some side-by-side action for the lead. We're going to stay with this. I do want to move through the field. We've got a lot of talented drivers, and I know that there's racing going on. You can see the pack back there, probably in the 6th through 12th, going side by side, but we do look like the 14 and the 6 are getting a little anxious, maybe wanting to make a move here on the 18. 18 will have freshest tires. He was the last to pit. I believe it's only going to be by like 1 or 2 laps. Looks like the 6 is making a move on the inside of the 14. He was able to use that draft, get it turned in under the 14 before the end of the straightaway. Looks like the 9 cars just made her way past the 24, still side-by-side racing for second. Still early in the race, but I imagine Jet Blast is looking in his mirror. All right, the 6 car successfully made the move, pulled up in front of the 14 car. Jacob is now sitting in 3rd. And it looks like Zach in the 48 has now moved up into 5th, passing All Day RJ in the 16. We're going to cycle through the field here. Oh, the 6 is might have just, knowing that the 18 was racing in his mirror, drew him up the track and then hard turn in underneath. See what the tires do here. We're going to stay with the lead pack. As much as I want to show some of that racing that's going on from 6th through probably 10th or 12th in that pack, this is some good racing here. 18 had more track to leverage his momentum. The 6 was really using up his tires, trying to carve a low line there. 6 isn't done yet. We saw the 6 car successfully draft to the front and at Daytona last week. All right, let's cycle through the cars. Looks like we did lose the 13 car. We called Ball and Bubba on pit road earlier. Don't know if that's a mechanical failure, like a disconnect, or some other technology failure. But we've got the 13 car on pit road. We're currently on board Beer Stick Dan in the 73. Jomu was battling for the lead up there, had been in the top 3-4. Not really sure where the 96 is running right now. Here we go. Looks like Typhoid might be just getting put a lap down by the 22. Yep, we got Nascarillo now has moved up into 5th place. So we got a good battle going on right here. Let's see if I can't just jump up into one of these cars. There we go. We're on board with Nascarillo in the 22. He has moved up into 5th place behind Dirt Slinger in the 9. I will tell you, looking at the stream of Jacob, we do have a battle going on the front. 6 car is inside the 18 car. I don't want to jump away from, you can see it going on the track up in front. Got the orange car of the 6 inside the yellow of the 18. We're currently on board the 22 in 5th place. It's the 9 car sitting right there in that rocking chair in 4. Still side-by-side racing up front. See if I can't just figure out who's. We got All Day, RJ, and Zach right behind the 22, so that would be 6th and 7th, with Zach making a move on the inside of the 16. Probably not going to stick. He's going to tuck back up in line. See if we can't get to the front. On board Zach, on board Elder. Here we are with Dart in the 19. Pipe Welder in the 8. Looks like he's just getting ready to go a lap down. Looks like both the 6 and the 14 made it by the 18 while we were looking at the racing going on in 5th through 8th. 6 cars low. Jacob, it looks like he's in the draft and going to take it high. 18 is kind of splitting the difference there. Jacob's momentum's taking him out to the wall, while the 6 and the 22s are taking him down the front straightaway. Across the start-finish line, the 6 is going to definitely have led that lap. 22 slots into 2nd. Currently on board Pipe Welder in the 8 car, which I believe is going to have just gone a lap down. We do not have a full leaderboard available to us on the console on NASCAR Heat 5, so we're only able to operate off what we can see off of driver streams that we're monitoring. And I'm juggling a few things right here, so I can't get too many more streams, but I do have Jacob's stream up. He's currently in 3rd with Sprint Car in the lead, Jet Blast in 2nd. Dirt Slinger, oh, we got the 18 moving inside the 6. See if we can't just get a better camera angle. And let's see if we can't jump to the front. There we go, we're on board with Jacob. See if we can't get a better view of this. All right, so he in the 18 just moved past Sprint Car, so now we got Jet Blast out front in the 18, Jacob in the 14 in 2nd, Sprint Car in the 6 in 3rd, Dirt Slinger in the 9 in 4th, and in 5th we got Nascarillo in the 22. You can just see them entering the frame right back there. I do believe we have the 8 car sitting somewhere between Sprint Car and Dirt Slinger. Let's see if we can't get a better view of this. 14 cars trying to grab some momentum, use the banking, turn under. Six car gives him a nice push. Might have been stage end. Yep, so stage end, Jet Blast, Jacob, Sprint Car, Dirt Slinger, and Nascarillo. That was the run there. We were on board with the leaders as they were making the run for the stage finish. All right, so we've just completed stage 1 of the Folds of Honor 500s, 50%. NASCAR Heat 5 on PlayStation Race, Pedal to the Metal Racing Series Season 3, Race 2. We will be recapping the current point standings from after Race 1 last week at the 10.0500 at the end of the broadcast when we're interviewing the podium finishers. We're going to stay on board the 14 car here until this sorts out, and then we'll see somebody's going to be lucky dog and going to get the free pass to come around. So now we're currently on board Jet Blast in the 18. We can see the top 5: Jet Blast, Jacob, Sprint Car, Dirt Slinger, and Zach. Then Nascarillo in 6th. This is our leader. Let's see if we can't get a good view of the pack. There we go. Looks like we still have probably 25 drivers on the track. I believe they had 27 gridded with possibly only 1 on pit road. Aggressive start by the 6. 18's going to try and side draft a little bit. The 6 followed by Zach and Nascarillo all down on the low line. The 18's got the 14 car Jacob in the high line to help him out. Looks like the 9 car of Dirt Slinger is working the high line. Going to be moving on up onto the 14. Got All Day RJ in behind Nascarillo in the 22. All Day RJ in the 16. I've got some good racing here. Oh, Zach, who was in the low line, used his momentum, pulled up in front of the 18, pulling back down into 2nd. The preferred line, obviously, here is the low line. You can use the outside to get a run, but this isn't a track like Daytona or Talladega where you're going to get a viable full 2nd high line drafting going by. So it looks like All Day RJ is going to be taking 4th in the low line. We got Elder, last week's race winner. A little contact between the 48 and the 22. Elder's in the 12, pushing the 16. As I was saying, Elder is our race winner from week 1 at the Daytona 500. That was 100% race last week. Our broadcast is up on the YouTube channel. We had some great post-race interviews. Very emotional win for the 12 car. Jacob is now giving up on the high line. Looks like he's moved down to the low line. 48 got a little out of shape. Decided to give up the position rather than a fight for it. Don't blame him. There's no sense in bending up a fender on the car this early in a run. Looks like there's going to be, if this continues to go green flag stops in stage 2, just like they were in stage 1. Still on board with Jet Blast. It's a good view of the battles going on up front. All Day RJ is currently in second. 14 gets underneath the 12 and lets him know he's there by knocking on that bumper. Oh, there we got out front racing the 32, moving up behind the 14. Followed by the Intimidator in the 38 car. All right, let's jump on. We got to see Dirt Slinger. Looks like possibly going 3 wide. 18 thinks better of it. Got the 9 car of Dirt Slinger moving underneath Elder in the 12. Everybody wants the low line right now. On board Out Front Racing, the number 32. He's currently riding in 5th. This is going to be lap 6 of 50. This is just completing lap 6 of 50 for stage 2. Currently on board the 32 of Out Front Racing. We are watching the in-car stream of Jacob, and I do believe we are under a manual caution. That would have been racing to the line. This will be a manual caution. They use these to save green flag laps, and also not every time that what would be an appropriate caution is caught by the game. So let's see what we've got here. Looks like the race directors would be letting the field sort itself out. Let's see if we can't get a better view of the field. And then they'll be opening pit road. We'll see if this is, I don't think this is going to be far enough. This is only going to be lap 7 as they cross the start-finish line. Shouldn't be too many takers. Okay, looks like we just got our lucky dog go by, the 24 car, Typhoid Fever going by. Looks like people are going to top off for gas. Some people are going in, 6 cars staying out. 6 car is the only one of the top 5 that looks like he's staying out. Let's see if we can't change camera view. Oof. Looks like 6 car and the 00. I believe that's going to be K7 Dalton. Oh, and 94 Caps. Looks like those might be the only cars that stayed out. Let's see if we can't jump on board. So these cars are obviously not pitting this way. The game grabs the car once the driver enters pit road, and it does all sorts of crazy stuff under the computer control. So those cars are not getting damaged. It just looks that way. So we are still watching the stream in the background for Jacob. So it looks like some people might have just topped off for fuel. Currently on board our leader here with Sprint Car. Trying to work split screen on my see if we can't pull up another video here. Okay, it looks like the field is choosing. This is a good sign that they're going to be going back green flag racing. I'm going to try and jump up and find another broadcast. Oh, they're getting ready to go green flag racing, so let's stay with the race here. That definitely looks like they're going to be waving off. They've waved that one off. Going to be going around one more time. All right, the field's going to be getting set here, I do believe. Let's see if I can't work on my split screen here. All right, we've got the 6 car in the low line, All Day RJ, numbers 16 out in the outside row in second. We have the 00 on the inside behind the 6, and we've got the 14 on the outside of the second row. There we go, 6 car that's going to be in the restart zone. 6 car leads the field, cross start finish line. 16 followed by the 14, followed by the 00. I believe that's going to be Jacob in the 14 and Dalton in the 00. Still too wide for like 5th. Whoop. 16 car got a big push from the 14. He is definitely up under the 6. Going to keep following this racing action here. There we go. 14. Jacob gave a big push to All Day RJ. Got him by the 6 car early in this restart. There, remember, the 6 car, the 00, and the 94 were the cars that stayed out, did not take gas, did not take tires. Some of these cars only took gas. Some of them might have gambled on tire set this early. But we do see the 16 and the 14 starting to create a gap a little bit here on the 6. 14's making a move on the inside of the 16. This is going to be for the lead. We're currently on board the 6 car and watching the field. Here we go. On the 6 car in third, looking forward at P1, which is going to be the 14. Looks like he crossed the start-finish line in first place. All Day RJ's going to be tucking in, pulling down, trying to get enough of momentum here, figure out whether he's going to turn under or take that momentum to the high side again. At this point, it looks like he's going to be content to push the 14 into the turn. 6 isn't close enough to really be helping either of these drivers out here. I might be just trying to hold to his position. Got the 22, Nascarillo just eating up ground on the 6. And since I really wasn't sure where the 22 started, I'm not sure if the 22's got tires or not. All right, we got a bunch of cars coming up through here. 22 decides to close the door on the low line. Oh, the 6 took a little piece of the bumper of the 22. 22 hadn't established his position. 6 is going to be trying to hold on as much as possible. We've got the 38, which I believe is going to be the Intimidator. Really getting a push here, I think, by Jomu in the 96, followed by the 18 car. This is really good racing here. It looks like the 14 is still out front with the 16 car behind. 38 is going to try it on the outside of the 6. We got the 38 and the 96 nose to tail on the outside line. 18 car and the 22 are just getting inside them. That, again, this is not a track we can get the 2 rows going, but 96 doing a good job of pushing the 38. Now they're 3 wide, 3 wide, 3 wide. 96 backs out, gives it to the 38. They're better off working together there. 96 gave a great push to the 38. Looks like he's going to be just getting some advantage here. Little contact with the wall. 6 car gets pushed down. 22 down. 18's letting them up the track. 48 takes advantage of all that, moving to the front. Let's see what we got here. Zach was moving around. We got the 38 and the 96. We've got another car looking under. We got the 32 of Out Front Racing looking under the 6 car. Not sure how many of these cars have fresher tires, but they're really eating up the 6 who had stayed out. Looks like the 96 got a little bit of contact. 18 with contact with the 6 and the 22. They're all still going straight. The 94, who also stayed out, looks like they might be getting 3 wide. 94 is down on the apron, tucks in back behind the 18. Oh, looks like we might have had a car just blink out here. Trying to keep track of how many cars just went by. I believe that's Jomu. 96 cars no longer on the screen. So that's going to be the 38 and the 32. The 38 and 32 had been working together earlier today. 38 is in third. That's the Intimidator, followed by Out Front Racing in fourth, followed by the 6 car in fifth. And we seem to have lost Jomu in the 96 that was up there pushing the 38. I got Nascarillo in the 22 behind the 6, followed by 18 car, and I'm trying to see other numbers as we got coming by here. We got Zach in the 48. Lots of movement on the 22 car. We still have the 14 car out front, followed by All Day RJ in the 16. The Intimidator in the 38 out front racing in the 32, followed by the 6 car, rounds out our top 5. Got the number 94 there of L77 Caps, dueling it out. Let's see if we can't get a better look at this. That's with Zach. Not sure who else is right there in that mix. See if we can't jump back there. On board with Frankie Mania, working on the inside of Dart in the 9. I believe we got the... All right, so they're a little further back. K7 Dalton, the 00. All right, so Dalton looked like he's just outside the top 10 here. Looking forward, Lavish Racing. Daytona in the 4. Okay, so Daytona is sitting right here behind Caps, Zach, and I can't really identify who that other driver is. I can't tell if that's going to be Elder and possibly the 12. It's a different paint scheme this week. So we're currently looking at 3rd and 4th of the 2 cars battling at the start-finish line. 5th, 6th, and 7th are the orange and yellow cars. 7th, 8th, and 9th. So it looks like Daytona is going to be currently sitting in 10th. Let's see if we can't move forward. Okay, we're currently on board the 94 with Caps. So we might be able to see. So that is going to be the 12 car of Elder. So it's the different color car this week for the 12 that's throwing me off a little bit. Elder's working with the 48, or was working with the 48. Now he's turning under the 48. They're battling the 94. This is going to be 7th, 8th, and 9th. With Daytona joining that party. Otherwise, we're still 14 and 16 out by themselves, followed by the 38. Oops, looks like the 32 out front racing has moved around the Intimidator. Let's see if we can't jump up there. Looks like the 48 is making a move underneath Caps. See if it's going to stick. The 4 car definitely made a move up behind past Elder, so looks like Daytona is up to 9th. Oh, crossover. Looks like the 94 was trying to cross over, but as he crossed over, the 4 crossed him over, kind of pinned him down on the track. Got a lot of movement here. 22 is off pace. Something happened to 22 for him to fall back. 22 and the 18 look like they might have touched because they have both fallen into the clutches here of the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th cars. Oh, who was that? We got Davo 47 on pit road. Out front with our leader. Let's look back at the field. Oh, he and the 16 car have just jumped out to a big lead. Out front racing and the Intimidator are the next 2 cars that you see, followed by Sprint car and the 6. The 6 had been battling the 18 and the 22, but as you saw when we were looking at that battle for 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, all of a sudden the 18 and the 22 car got ate up by that group. So our top 4 currently are the 14 car Jacob that we're riding along with, the 16 car All Day RJ, the 32 car of Out Front Racing, the 38 car, the Intimidator, and the 6 car of Sprint car. Just going to try and work through the field here real quick. On board, Pipe Welder in the 8. Looks like he's currently back here. Oh, possibly with the... be surprised. So that's the 8 car. Dart. Elder in the 12. So here, Elder. So we do see the 22 and the 18 have fallen back. That's probably going to be 10th, 9th, and 10th right there, because we know that's what they're racing for. Oh, it looks like we have, so those cars that hadn't pitted before are going to have to be pitting now. It looks like we had Caps in the 94 Sunoco on pit road. Fever's racing with Frankie Maney in 11. Jomu is on pit road. We believe that might have been what happened there was a disconnect and he ended up on pit road. Beer Stick Dan in the 73. So we got Fever and Beer Stick Dan pitting together. This is going to get them through to the end of the stage. We see we've got the 9 car on pit road. I believe that was a 9 car that was racing with the 8. Okay, so that's Dirt Slinger. Dirt Slinger is coming back up on the track. 14 car, our leader is pitting. Currently on board with 32 Out Front Racing, which should be going by our leaders here and taking over the lead. Let's see where we can figure out this. Might have been right there on that stretch run. Looks like All Day RJ might have stayed out. We can see they're putting on tires, fuel and tires for the 14. We're going to stay on board here. We've got Out Front Racing followed by the Intimidator and the 38. See how this shakes out. They should be looking at entering pit road here. If I'm not mistaken, that's going to be All Day RJ in that yellow and black car. Yellow and black car pitting. So that's going to be P1. We are on board P2 here with Out Front Racing. And, of course, we've got the Intimidator coming in. Looks like Zach is going to potentially assume the lead here. Let's see if we can't get back on board our... Okay, All Day RJ would have been the leader after the 14 came in, so we're going to stay on board. Again, the drivers aren't in control of these cars. It's computer controlled once they enter pit road. Drivers are busy putting any setup tweaks in and picking the amount of fuel and tires to take. So we got the 16 car coming out. I'm on board with the 14 car. It's just entering 4, coming out the tri-oval. Jacob is just crossing the start-finish line now. And going to be entering the turn 2. Let's see, it's going to be... Looks like he might have just gone by All Day RJ. So if we change the camera view, that's going to be the 14 car out in front of All Day RJ right there. So we've got cars that still haven't pitted. We know that it looks like Jacob, All Day RJ, and Sprint car are currently 9th, 10th, and 11th. Let's see if we can't jump to the front to see who's actually leading this race. Again, this is green flag pit stop, so we're waiting for cars to come down pit road. Cars that are staying out a little bit longer than everybody else, possibly getting a chance to get points for leading the lap. All right, so we're on board with Frankie Racing. A bunch of cars are coming down pit road right now. Back out on the track with the 00 K7 Dalton. I believe Dalton had stayed out originally with the 6 car and the 94 car, so he's probably pitted a little bit sooner, and he's currently behind the 32 and the 38, which looks like they're right behind Sprint car. Let's see how this shakes out. Still have green, so all these cars are coming back out on the track. Looks like it's starting to sort out that Daytona is currently in first. Let's see if we can't get on board. It's Lavish. So Daytona's on pit road, was the leader at that point. So Daytona was the leader on pit road. Let's see who else he's got. That looks like the 14 car. Nope, here comes Jacob. It's a little bit of delay. Looks like Jacob, All Day RJ, and then Daytona. And now we've got Out Front Racing. This is for position. Daytona and Intimidator are battling for 5th right here. So we've got 4th, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th right here. The Sprint car is in 3rd. Out Front Racing in the 32 car, 2 cars up. is in 4th, 38 car. Intimidator is in 5th. Daytona is currently in 6th. We have Jacob out front and All Day RJ in 2nd. But this is a good look at how the green flag pit stops have sorted out. We are at least halfway, probably a little further halfway. It's 14 laps, so I'm sorry. So we're way, this should be a 50 lap stage. There are 14 laps left in this stage as the leader just crossed the line. Again, we're on board with Daytona currently running in 6th. He might have just taken fuel to finish. I wasn't on board for his pit stop. He does seem like he's falling back a little bit. See if we can't get on board the 32 or the 38 because it looks like they're getting closer to the... Okay, we're on board with our leader right now, so we can try and see if we can see how far back. So that first car we see on the screen right there, that's going to be All Day RJ in the yellow and black 16 car. So you can see our gap from 1st to 2nd. And got a little bit of a delay here, but so that should have been 12 laps remaining. 12 laps remaining when you saw the leader go across the start finish line there. Let's see if we can't go back. Field's gotten really spread out with these green flag laps. We can see Elder in the 12 and the 48 battling for position here. I think that's right in front of Nascarillo. We got Fever and Deerstick Dan in the 73 fighting for position. In front of them is going to be the 18. So now we're currently on board with our... Yep, so this is going to be our 3rd, 4th, and 5th place cars right here. The 32 and the 38 are working together, catching the 6, and you can see just going through turn 4 there onto the tri-oval and across the start finish line, black and yellow car, that's going to be P2. And right entering turn 1, way out there, the white, mostly white paint scheme car, that's going to be Jacob, that's the leader. So this is a pretty good spot to be watching the field. Again, we're on board out front racing in the 32. Here they come by. 6, the 32, and the 38 for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. We're within, should be within that time by 10 laps to go in stage 2. Looks like the 00 of Caps has taken over 6th place from Daytona. Again, on the screen right now, you've got first entering turn 4 there. P2 just exiting turn 4 on the top of the screen. 6 is in 3rd with the 32 working on him. Let's see if we can't get a better view. Looks like the 38 is going to go with the 32. 6 is protecting the bottom. 38 and 32 have been drafting pretty good tonight. We'll see how this works on what might be older tires. The 6 showed he's very draft savvy as he was in Daytona. Little side draft right there. 32's established his position. 38's going to push him on through. Nice little turn under by Out Front Racing. Good push by the Intimidator in 38. They're going to make it by the 6. That's for 3rd, 4th, and 5th place right there under a blanket. Currently looking over the hood of Out Front Racing, our 3rd place car to 1st and 2nd at the top of the screen. Actually really wanted to kind of... There we go. And it looks like we're going to have the 00 of Caps. Let's see if we can't figure this out. Alright, so that time by was 6 laps to go. 6 laps, so we're going to be within 5 laps to go. No more manual cautions here coming up. Again, that's 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Looks like the 6 might be trying to get a run on the 38. '38 and the 32 have been working well together tonight. currently sitting in, I'm not sure how many points are awarded, if it's top 5 or top 10 for stage points. We'll review the current standings and points in the broadcast booth at the end of the race. Watching the leader just cross the start finish line to take 4 to go. So that would be right in front. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get on board. Okay, we got Dirt Slinger in the 73. Deerstick Dan battling for position here. Again, this is going to be coming down to the end of the stage. On board Intimidator, pushing the 32 car there in third. All Day RJ is currently sitting here in second, and that's going to be our leader out front. Doesn't look like we're going to have anything for the leaders or all the way back to third, fourth, and fifth. All right, so we're on board Sprint Car in 5th place. This is if there's going to be any battle here at the end. As you watch the leader go across the start-finish line, that should be 3 to go, but I'll verify with the stream. Leader's crossing the start-finish line. I'm waiting for the stream to catch up. Two to go. Leader's just taking 2 to go. 38 is protecting the low line. 32's getting... 38 got pushed up in there. 38's going to be underneath the 32. 32 just touching the wall out front, racing, thinking better of it. A lot of momentum out front. 6 car really gave the 38 a good push to get underneath the 32 and taking advantage of it by getting under there himself. It's going to be white flag at the line here. 38 crosses back over. This is white flag lap. We're going to stay on board here. We do have the 14 car out front, followed by the 16 car of All Day RJ. So that's Jacob and All Day RJ for 1 and 2. Currently on board. The 6 car in 4th, working on Intimidator, which is in 3rd, and out front racing in 5th. It's going to be coming to the end of stage 2 here. 6 cars making a move. It's not going to be enough. Okay, stage 2 is going to end with the 14, the 16, the 38, the 6, and the 32 rounding out our top 5. See if we can't find another stream to monitor for the longest stage here, stage 3 coming up. But thank you for joining us. This is Pedal to the Metal Racing Series Season 3, Race 2 at Atlanta. Folds of Honor 500, 50%, NASCAR Heat 5 PlayStation console race.
Just want to let you know you're muted on this stream.
All right, race fans, if you were watching, I apologize. I was muted probably since the start of the stage 3. We've had some really good racing, so I know I've had the camera tuned to the action here at the front. Top 10 cars currently on board with the 00. You can see there's the 6 cars going underneath the 38 car. We'll see if we can't get up there, but I'm not sure I can jump right to it. We've got the Intimidator in the lead on the outside, being passed by the 6 car in the low line. Most of this stage has been led by the Intimidator out front. We are within 30 laps to go as the pack's going to cross the line here. I'll get an update from the race stream that I am watching. Oh, we got cars pitting. Got the 48 car going in. It's going to be for fuel, likely tires. This is the longest stage. So it looks like 38 was able to hold off the 6 car. We're going to see if we can't get up front there. We do have cars on pit road. Currently on board Elder, which is a little bit further up the pack. Same lead pack that the 00 was in. And we've got lead pack cars going in now. So the 38 car is still out front, followed by the 6 of Sprint car, the 16 of All Day RJ. We got the 18 and the 12 here rounding out the top 5. And we do know that lead pack cars are starting to pit. Let's see what we've got here. Looks like we got Zach, who was one of the first of the lead pack cars to pits, going in the pits now. Everybody but the 18 is coming in the pits right now. Let's see if we can't move back up through the field. Get on with that onboard the 18 car. It looks like Jet Blast is going to be our leader. He was a leader in stage 1 when pits were cycling through. Was one of the last ones to pit. And managed to still come out, I believe, in the lead, but with some of the cars that had more momentum catching him. So 18 cars now pitting. Going to try and stay on board here. Let's see how this shakes out. Still on pit road, still on pit road. This is 4 tires and fuel. 18's coming out. Let's see who we've got in view. There we go, 32 car out front racing. That's likely going to be for a position right there. 38 car of the Intimidator. Okay, so these were our top 3 cars going in the pits. All Day RJ4. So 32 car might have gone 2 tires. So I'm going to assume to make a jump he went from 5th to 1st, or just an excellent in and out lap. So we got the 32, the 38, the 6, and the 18, I believe, are going to be our leaders, with the 16 and the 12 right behind this. Yeah, this mirrors what we had as our lead pack. 6 and the 18 battling for position. Right behind the 38. Followed by the 16 and the 12. And all these cars are chasing the 32 of Out Front Racing. On board Jet Blast. Finally getting it done down low on the 6 car. '18's inside the 38. 18's got a couple laps, fresher tires. Going to try and take advantage of them here early in the run. We got the 6 car also moving inside the 38. Little side draft, little bump draft. 32 car who managed to get out and around all these cars on that pit stop. Still looks like they're about 10 car lengths out front. Look at this battle here. This is second, third, fourth, and fifth on the screen. One of our earliest cars that pitted. Gonna try and see if we can't get on board. Yeah, now we're currently on board with what I believe is going to be our leader out front racing. Clear track in front. So yeah, I'm going to assume that the 32 car, who was currently, I think was in 5th or 6th as the lead lap cars started pitting, jump back to Dirt Slinger, which, if that's the 18 and the 6, so that's going to be 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Looks like Dirt Slinger is going to be in 7th, followed by Zach, Beer Stick Dan, Jacob, to round out our top 10. Yep, so that's the 9, the 48, the 73, and Jacob just entering the screen, rounding out our top 10. As you see, the cars on the banking going through the turn. That's out front racing, followed by the 18 for P1 and P2, followed by the 6, and it looks like he's getting challenged by All Day RJ. Let's see if we can't move forward. Currently on board with the Intimidator. This is that lead pack. The Intimidator is currently running in 6th. Dirt Slinger in 7th, and then you could see we had 8th and 9th right behind her, followed by Jacob, the 14th, rounding out our top 10. Way more spread out than that. Top 10 cars were right before the green flag pit stops. Top 10 cars were pretty much nose to tail. As you can see, the 32 is slowly starting to lose his lead. These cars working together, the 6 working with the 18, the 16, the 12, and the 38 just kind of following along right now. We're looking back from the 38 way back to what would be 7th, 8th, and 9th, and again a little bit further back to Jacob in 10th. So we'll see if we can't move up one more car. All right, now we're on board the 16 in P4. Got Elder in P5 in the 12 car, last week's Daytona 500 winner. Followed by 38, the Intimidator in 6th. Looks like we're going to have the leaders catching some lap traffic here. Oh, 32 got either a big push and the momentum took him to the outside, or he's going to try and save his car here. Looks like the 38 is falling back off this lead pack. We've got the 6 pushing the 18 to the front, and everybody's following that low line around the 32. 18 to the front, followed by the 6, the 16, the 12, and the 38. Looks like the 32 is really falling back now. Let's just try and see if we can't figure out what happened to the 32 car. Looks like the car that's going to be lapped is trying to run the high line for the leaders. Leaders aren't there yet. 12 is looking inside the 16. 16 pulls down, closes the door. 16 is currently in 3rd, with the 18 and the 6 in P1 and P2. It's our top 5 cars. Looks like just about anything could happen in the top 5, so I don't really want to jump away from this. So that's a 38 car, so it looks like the Intimidator was the one falling back. Apologize. The paint schemes on the 32 and 38 are so similar, and they've been running near each other all night. So it looks like the 32 had fallen back from 1st to 5th, and it's the Intimidator that kind of lost the draft on that lead pack. Or he might be playing a fuel strategy game. He's got nobody around him. Let's see if we can't move back up through the field. Back on board with All Day RJ and that lead pack, followed by the 12 and the 32 of Out Front Racing. That's first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Looks like it's Daytona in the 4 car that the leaders are catching. I believe Daytona was one of the first cars to go down pit road. He's giving way to leaders. It's one of our league admins and race directors, showing a lot of courtesy there. Currently on board the 6 car sprint car, so this is going to be our P2 car. Going to try and, so Jacobs is currently running in 9th. He's crossing the start-finish line. So that's going to be 11 to go. So that if the field took 11 to go, the field's going to be coming to 10 to go this time by. We are going to stay with the lead pack car here. As I say that, all right. Got the 18, the 6, the 16, the 12, and the 32. Coming through the banking on your screen right there, followed by what I believe is a lap down car of the 4 car, Daytona, followed by another big gap to the 38 car, which would be our P6 car. I'm just going to cycle through and see if we can't get on board the 18. There we go. Okay, now we're on board the leader, Jet Blast. It led laps in stage 1. I believe was one of the last to pit, came out with the lead, kind of fell back a little bit towards the end of stage 1. So he's got a comfortable lead here. These drafting tracks, I don't know if there's really anything comfortable about getting that far out front. So the leaders right now probably going to be taking 8 to go at the line. Let's see if I can't call that. Currently got Jacob in 8th. Yep, 8 to go that time by. So this time it's going to be 7 to go, staying with our leaders. See if we can't jump back to All Day RJ. Yeah, currently on board Elder. It's kind of right in the middle of this. 16's going on the outside with help of the 12 of the 6. You can see our leader, the 18's, wrapping the yellow line. 6 doesn't lose any momentum down there on the low line. Even with the drafting help from the 12, 16 just can't pull it off. Leader's going to be 5 to go. Oh, we had a car on the wall. It looks like the 8 car. Leader's going to be taking 5 to go here. That was the 8 car on the wall. Looks like we're still under green. This will be last chance for manual caution. We'll be racing to the line. We'll see if anybody lifts. Oh, looks like we're staying green. 18 cars out front. They just took 5 to go. No more manual cautions. Only game cautions from here on out. This is 5 to go in the race. Looks like the 4 cars joined the hunt here. I do believe he's going to be lapped down. He's not showing on the scoreboard. 16 car still trying to go the high side. 12 decided he wasn't going to help him. He's going to tuck behind the 6. 12 car now is getting a huge run underneath the 6. Out front racing's going down there. A little side drafting by the 6. View back from the 12. Looks like Elder's currently in 2nd place. Out front racing's trying to hold off the 6. The 16 cars running the high line without any heat, just not getting a run on it. 6 cars relentless on the bumper of the 32 out front racing. Daytona, which I believe is a lap down, is just trying to work the draft with cars. Currently have the 18 out front. 18 is in first. 12 is in second. Out front racing, 32 is in third. Let's see what we've got. This should be 2 to go. We've got Jacob passing the Intimidator at the line for 6th. 2 laps to go, 2 laps to go. Currently on board with second place car. That's our leader, the 18 out in front. Let's see what's going on back here. Looks like All Day RJ is falling back. We got the 32 and the 6. There's a battle there. This is white flag lap, white flag lap. 4 cars in the mix with the 6 and the 32. 6 is currently in third. I know there's a battle for 6th place going on between the 38 and the 14. It's just beyond our screen here. 16 has fallen back. It looks like the 32 has fallen back. It looks like 18 has crossed the start-finish line as our winner. Elder, last week's winner, and the 12 has crossed the line in P2. The 6 car is going to be our 3rd place car. See if we can't see one of the... So we've got Jet Blast, followed by Elder, Sprint Car, All Day RJ, the Intimidator, Dirt Slinger, Jacob, Out Front Racing. We've got L77 Caps in 9th and Nascarillo in 10th. That is our top 10 here at the Folds of Honor 500 at Atlanta. Pedal to the Metal Series Season 3, Race 2. If you please bear with me, we'll try and get the booth set up for our podium finishers, and we'll also recap the current point standings as of last week's race, Race 1. All right, race fans and viewers, appreciate you sticking with us. Apologize for the technical difficulties early in stage 3 where my microphone was muted. This is a part-time gig for me, and still familiarizing myself with OBS, but we had some great racing. I know that was on your screen, so hopefully the view was great, and I do appreciate the passion of the league to have one of the viewers jump in Discord and let me know that I was muted. We are in the booth here for our post-race interviews. Daytona, I know you're a league admin and one of our race directors. Just want to give a recap on how the race looked tonight as compared to race 1 of season 3.
Compared to the past 2 weeks when the duels and season opener at Daytona, compared to that, tonight was phenomenal. We had really hard racing, really clean race comms. Everybody was aware of their surroundings. Nobody really forced issues. I mean, I can't say that for the entirety of the race, but still having the opportunity to have green flag pit stops and strategy actually be involved instead of having the cautions back to back to back. So, it was in all reality, it was a successful race in my book, and that's all that matters. I wish that's the quality of racing we could push week in and week out.
Yeah, copy that. It was intense racing. It was hard to call by myself. I was missed having Ed, the 43 fan, in the booth with me tonight, but I know he's preparing for a trip to Daytona for the race next week. But it was great to see the give and take. It was great to see a lot of cars working together, and the green flag stops and the strategy that's involved, I believe, really kind of what shook up that the top 10 cars were all pretty much single file with a couple cars going too wide, a little deeper in that top 10 pack, and after green flag stops, it really was like a 5 or 6 car pack. So I know we've got our P2 and our P1 cars with us waiting for P3. So let's start off with our winner tonight, Jet Blast, bringing that 18 car across finish line first. I know that you led a lot of laps in stage 1, and you seem to have a different green flag strategy both in stage 1 and stage 3 than the others. Can you both tell us about your win and about your pit strategy?
Well, the first thing I'm going to say, my favorite driver is AJ Allmendinger, so I got to give you guys a let's freaking go, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start with that.
Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, and after last week's disappointment, I was out this week to prove a point. And that's what I wanted to do, and that's what I did. Make a statement. I'm a challenger week in and week out, and I'm here to stay. In terms of my race strategy, I mean, I don't think that it was too different than others. I took care of my stuff, especially in the final stage, and that allowed me to go an extra lap. And that extra lap was crucial because I didn't have to save that final stint. So I could just go full. That definitely helped pay out in the end.
Thanks. Yeah, it was tough trying to figure out who was doing what. It definitely looked like Out Front Racing had gambled a little bit to have gone from like 6th or 7th out to the front. As the 5 of you, ended up being the top 5, caught him, and he kind of tucked in behind and ran with you all. But definitely seemed like pit strategy was paying off. So you had fresher tires and a full tank of gas and didn't have to conserve anything for that final run. Is that what you're saying?
That is correct. Fresh tires are crucial to Atlanta. Even a lap or two gives you a huge advantage. And I mean, it doesn't really matter if you're trying to save, but that most of the cars around me, that front pack, were saving, and because I was able to stay out that extra lap, because I saved enough in the first stint on the final stage, I was able to push the entire final stint, and that's what made the difference for me.
Yeah, good. No, it was obvious that you were able to gap the second place car, Elder. I know you weren't in second place that whole time, but it seemed like second, third, fourth, and fifth, even to sixth, were kind of fighting a little bit. In Daytona, I know you kind of got a front row seat to that late in that run, but you definitely established a gap over that group. So congrats on the win. Congrats on the pit strategy and knowing what your car needed to run fast late. Can I ask you? Can I ask you or Daytona how? I believe you were on the grid. in first, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
How did you, when I joined the race spectating, it seemed like you were back in like 7th or 8th.
Well, I started on pole, led most of the laps at stage 1, ended up winning stage 1. And then stage 2 ended up being a real challenge.
Okay.
I was running, I was still running in the top 5, I think, 3rd or 4th. And the car in front of me had a lack of damage.
Was that
pits.
Jomu?
No, it was not Jomu.
Okay.
I'm not going to name names, but it was not Jomu.
Okay, I gotcha.
But yeah, lag spiked me, gave me a bunch of front end damage, and that dropped me back to about, I think it was Route 14th after the cycles went all the way through. And I was able to work my way back up to 10th, which got me a stage point. So, I mean, that's cool. But it was definitely a challenge. I felt like, obviously, I was faster than that, but, I can't have a race without a little bit of a challenge, right?
Yep.
Working my way back up through the field,
especially
somewhat entertaining.
Yeah, I know this was a 50% race compared to the 100% last week, but
Yeah.
that's still a lot of laps. Those are long stages, and you have something like that you've got to overcome in one stage, and you just got to shake it off and be able to, make it work for you. Stick
did I
to your
deserve
strategy.
to be back there? No, but it made it entertaining and interesting. So.
Yep. Well, I do know we were riding along with one of the cars and knew that the 96, I believe, was working with. It was another like black and red paint scheme. I don't know if it was Intimidator, but all of a sudden just disappeared off our screen, and then found him on pit road. So it looked like we had a couple cars that we might have lost due to technical difficulty.
Yeah, there were some lag outs tonight. I think Dave and I think Jomu ended up being one of the ones that lagged out, and I think there were a couple more, but it didn't. None of them really affected what I was doing, and
that's great.
My race.
Well, in P2 we have Elder in the 12 car, a different paint scheme this week from your winning paint scheme at Daytona last week. So, congratulations for a P2 finish, Elder. What did it look like from your point of view?
It was just a matter of just keeping the draft and just being patient, really, basically like a mini version of Daytona or Talladega, but, tires and fuel came into play. Just stayed patient and showed up at the end like I did at Daytona, and, come close to doing 2 in a row, but, best start to any season I've had in pedal to the metal, and see if we can keep it going.
No, absolutely. Before we we're waiting for Sprint Car, our P3 car, to be able to join us here in the booth for an interview. I know he was in the mix most of the night, but Daytona, before we wrap the broadcast tonight, I would like to go over the standings as they were coming into tonight's rates. I did a snip of what was posted on Discord, so we can just review that real quick. And knowing how I read off the top 10, but certainly know how the podium shaped up, we should be able to figure out who's improved their position on that.
All right, so let's see. So after tonight,
see if I can just throw it up here on the screen.
So points are being worked on as we speak. But I will say Sprint Car is going to move up a few positions. Should ultimately move up to 3rd. Elder should be moving up to 1st. 2nd would be, I want to say Sprint Car. Don't quote me on any of this.
No, it's okay. I've got the standings as they were at the start of the race tonight, with Gaming Legend in 1st, Fever in 2nd, Elder in 3rd, and we can see Sprint Car slotted in 6th. And I apologize. Do we have the 18 car on here? Why am I not seeing it? There it was. No, 16. Jet Blast, were you racing last week?
I was,
Yes.
except last week was a colossal disaster for me.
Okay.
So I'm way down the sheet.
Yeah, he's the first car
Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
outside.
17th. Yep, just outside. Okay, yep. So you're currently 17th. That's good. So, yeah, this is going to be for the drafting. But we saw some 3-wide action early in stage 1. It seemed like it sorted itself out for the late in stage 1 and all of stage 2. But then we got back to some 3-wide and even 4-wide action early in stage 3. But we get it. People have, are trying to establish their position for that longest stage. And by no means when we were calling out numbers or cars that were making contact or touching the wall, we were assigning any blame. It's just fast racing action, and it's really hard to tell from that observer view, one of those camera views, exactly what's going on.
Amen.
Daytona, I was able to throw up your winner card from last week at the opening of the broadcast. So I showed the winner card as well as the this race 2 grid to lead off the broadcast. So I'll try and open up all the broadcasts with the previous race winner card.
I appreciate that. I'm in the process of putting everything together right now.
Excellent. What's up, Legend? Currently in the booth live. Just interviewed our P1 and P2 drivers.
Not much. How y'all doing?
Good. We just were recapping the standings as they were from race 1. I know Daytona said that the points are being scored out now. What I'll try and do is make sure that at the beginning of each broadcast, tonight I showed the race 1 winner card, the grid for this race. I'll also try and recap the standings as they are before the race starts. I currently have them up on the screen.
You're going over how many spots I lost. You're telling me, huh? Nice guy.
Yep, you were sitting there in first. I said I think Daytona thinks Elder might have leapfrogged you there a little bit with his P2 finish tonight.
That's all right. I had to go get the kids, so I guess it's okay.
I will say I didn't mention it yet. Winner was Jet Blast. Jet Blast, are you in here?
Yes, sir. I'm still here.
So Jet Blast, Chris, Gaming Legend, put up a payout for the winner tonight.
No, well, I appreciate that.
So it is $25 for the winner. So if you want to get with him and give him your preferred payment, so he can get that over to you.
Will do.
That's exactly what I came in here for.
Great great leadership team, great support. Everybody's obviously motivated to make this top tier racing series, and it shows both in the dedication you give during your drivers meeting, but also the support that you're doing, both with recruiting great sponsors like Camping World that we had for last week's race and the prizes they brought, but with you also offering your own prizes.
Good job, Jet Blast.
Thank you, sir. It's a shame you couldn't make it tonight. I know you were going to start on the outside for the front row, so it would have been a good fight. But
Yeah, but between me and you, hopefully Elder's not here. He only can pass me by default, so there you go.
You know what? I started in the rear,
Oh,
towards the rear, and I came to the front.
That's okay.
Yep, he got the hard charger award tonight as well.
I mean, it's
First
easy
time
to
getting that one.
It's easy to hard charge.
Yes, that is your first time.
Hard charge when you're only one in almost the 30-second bracket there, buddy.
You know what? I qualified on a controller and raced on my wheel, so leave me alone.
So you cheated, huh?
How?
Because I don't know. It sounded good.
All right,
Well,
take it to the haulers, guys. Daytona, I think we're going to have to wrap this. I apologize not being able to stick around for the interview with our third place car. We can maybe try and have him join the booth next week to give his perspective. But good racing, good show tonight. Apologize for any glitch in the broadcast for the no commentary for the early part of stage 3.
Oh, you're good, man. Don't worry about it.
If you encourage your drivers to watch the stream, please make sure anybody that hasn't subscribe. Pedal to the Metal racing series YouTube channel, and have them hit that like button. All the analytics help.
Yes, sir. We'll do. I'll post that in the chat here momentarily.
Gentlemen, anything else? Elder?
No, sir. Thank you for what you do.
Jet Blast, winner?
No, sir. I'll see you next week for a little bit of left and right turns.
All right, everybody.
Amen.
Yep. Pay attention. We'll be posting more to our YouTube channel between now and next week. And thank you for watching. Continue to support our sim racing efforts here at Pedal to the Metal Racing Series. Thank you again.
Thank you, Stone.